Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. John Hood, what do you wish you had had the chance to say last week, but you couldn't?
Well, I'll frame it a little bit differently. What do I wish people had not yelled at me over the last week? And it may happen more because of what I said on the show regarding the restaurant in-store dining ban that the governor announced on Tuesday. I really believe that it is important, even as we face emergencies, even as we face a crisis, that the forms and rules of government are obeyed. For example, the governor over the weekend, previous weekend, had issued a ban on gatherings and apparently applied it to churches, did not apply it to shopping malls. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a journalist. I call lawyers. I talk to lawyers. That almost certainly was unconstitutional. You simply can't do that. Now, you can shut everything down, and churches included. The First Amendment is not a protection against the government doing something that involves a church service. But you can't pick and choose like that in ways that would have First Amendment challenges and constitutional challenges in North Carolina. Now, I don't think anybody would have sued over it. I don't think anybody should have sued over it. I think church services ought to move online. I'm talking about the rules, following the rules. And when we talk about the question of the restaurants and bars, what concerns me is the next issue is going to be what you mentioned in a different segment, which had to do with shelter in place. And shelter in place is a very extreme measure that could turn a recession into a depression. It has significant consequences that would be not months, but years in the making.
But the governor of California did this.
I know. But my point is, if we get to that point, I surely hope that Governor Cooper, recognizing he does not have the power to do that on his own under our statutes, will simply talk to the other council state members. We have a divided executive in North Carolina, not a unitary executive. Statutes do provide significant powers during states of emergency, but they require council state approval. I suspect that you make a good case, you would get it, but you can't give somebody a fait accompli, say you got a half an hour to sign it, and treat that as consultation. We've got a governor, we've got a state attorney general, a treasurer, or ag commissioner. They're all elected. As far as I can be able to determine, there has not been significant conversation among them yet. That's not a good sign. Let's have more conversation. Let's have more consultation so we can move forward. I think there has been consultation with legislative leaders, at least some initial conversations about legislative response. The legislature has to respond. This is not, again, something that an executive branch has the unitary authority to do.
You talked about church services. I was absolutely amazed. My church put their service online because the Bishop of North Carolina called for all the Methodist churches not to hold service. I was amazed how meaningful it was, sitting in my living room watching church service. So it can work. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.